Hey everybody, it's John, Old Man Outdoors. This is the part 3 of the 3-part series concerning the power management system for my little Bass Raider. As I've said before, this system works for virtually any boat that's probably not already pre-wired. But you've got your 3 components. You've got your power module, which contains your primary battery, your 12-volt battery source, complete with all the measuring instruments and so forth. The second part of the second video was the pulse width modulator that controls infinite speed on your trolling motor. And the final part today is going to be taking a look at the depth finder and the auxiliary power supply for USB power ports and so forth. So let's take a look, as we have in the past, and take a look first at the box itself, go into a little bit more detail about it. Once again, we've got the blue box purchased from Walmart. All the other items are from Amazon. There'll be links down below for it. Starting on the left side right here, this is the USB. This is a dual port 3 amp USB that allows me to charge my battery or my GoPro camera as I go. This is the voltage meter for the battery itself, and it's powered by this momentarily on switch, momentarily off. So if I want to measure my power, I'm not running power to the meter all the time. It's only when I push that do I get the actual voltage reading. Over here is the SAE connector. Now this SAE connector runs the fish finder, or in a pinch, if you recall, I can go back. I also had an SAE connector on the pulse width modulator. So if I get caught for a short, very short period of time, I can actually run the trolling motor off of this output right here. Now again, all of this is fused internally. Down here at the bottom, since I do go out, I fish early in the morning and late in the evening often. This is a small little light that I have, this LED light that comes on. It gives me just a little bit of light in the morning when I'm setting up, and on and off. Now the wiring in this is, once again, it's not complicated, just like all the other wiring that we've had. It's just real critical to keep your red to red, black to black. All of this that you buy is already pre-wired, and it is pre-programmed to do that. Now, inside here is a 12-volt, 7-amp-hour sealed lead-acid battery. I had mentioned before in one of the videos what I'm going to do eventually, perhaps next spring, is go ahead and do a LiPro 4 battery, because I like those batteries so much better. Now, let's go ahead and talk about these drawings that I've got, of course, are extremely elementary. They're not difficult, but it will at least give you an idea of something that you might want to do when you're building your box. Down here is the power supply, and in my case, I've got sealed lead acid, 7-amp-hour, 12-volt battery supply, very much like what a deer feeder uses. Now, you've got your positive, you got your negative coming off your battery. Your positive is going into a 15-amp breaker here. Now, this right here, there's a couple of things that make this a little bit unique, because there's some that are supplied power constantly and some that are supplied power only when you turn the switch on. If I come up through here, the SAE connectors, or this part down here, has got constant power on it, regardless of what I'm doing. This switch right here, which is indicated right here, also has power going to it on one side, but since it is momentarily on, I have to press the switch for the power to get over here to the positive connector on the voltmeter. Now, also, this is kind of a junction point right here. There's also a positive that needs to go and be on all the time over for this USB connector here. So there's positive power all the time here, and I've got power all the time here and power all the time here. This light here is intermittent, which is my voltage readout, and this light here is intermittent. Now for intermittent use, as I said, I've got the switches involved in it. And this is the switch that's right down here. So it comes off red, goes through one side of the switch, is red only, is switched, or the positive side, comes back over to negative. All the negatives are joined together. The negative from the SAE, there is no negative on the momentary switch. You're just splicing into your red line here. But you do pick up your negative over here on your LED readout. You're picking up your negative right over here on your USB. And you're picking up your negative on your light over here. Again, this is a very simplistic drawing, but if you just think all you have to have is just a circuit that goes all the way through. Now, these 3 pieces that I've had, as I said on the last one, work absolutely flawless. I have used it many times. I've been using it now for probably around 3 or 4 months, and I couldn't have asked for a better system, especially for just a little bit of labor that I put into it, and for a modest amount of money. I could not have bought all these components for less, or rather, I bought all these components for much less than I could buy a professional setup for. And in this case, if something were to break or wear out or had trouble with, I know exactly what I did, and I can go in and replace it. Now, inside here, there's not much to see. It's kind of all jumbled up in there, and you might be able to see something out of it, but it is somewhat crowded. One good thing I do keep in here, I keep the battery charger for my sealed lead acid battery. So again, when I go out on the water, everything I need is contained in these three cases: the power box itself, the battery, the pulse width modulator. It has all the cables in it, as well as this one right here does. Again, don't be afraid of this. If you'd like more information about any of these, please leave a comment down below. And I really appreciate you watching these videos. It helps the channel out. If you have a chance to like the video, appreciate that. I hope to catch you back out on the water. It's getting wintertime down here in Texas, so I'm not out quite as much as I used to be, but we're having a rather warm winter, so I'm getting out probably once a week, once every 10 days. I live right next to the lake, so it's not any journey I have to go into. But don't forget, get out and enjoy the outdoors. God's great outdoors. Get out, do something, and enjoy yourself. We'll catch you here on the next video.